What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 2 of the Littleroot Record. I'm your host, Ro, and today I'm joined by one of VGC Twitter's most popular protagonists, Bruneaux. How you doing, buddy?
I'm glad I'm the protagonist. Too many antagonists these days. I'll take it. I'm good,
Way,
bro. How are you?
way too many antagonists, and I'm good. Thank you very much for joining the show. So, I gave you a bit of a rundown of what we're going to be doing, and
Yeah.
honestly, let's just dive right into it. Introduce, just in general, who you are, what got you into Pokemon and VGC, how long you've been playing. Let the listeners get to know you.
Yeah, I'm Matt Bruno. Nobody calls me Matt except for Tanner. Everybody calls me Bruno. That's my last name. My last name is spelled wrong with the EAUX because it looks cool. I'm a musician producer from Atlanta. Originally from Florida. Now I live in Atlanta. But started playing VGC a couple years. I've always backtrack. I've always played Pokemon. I remember. Oh, my dog's gonna go crazy here in a second. I told you he was gonna go nuts the second we start recording.
That's fine. You have Shock in the
I know him.
background just swimming back and forth.
You're
So
good. I know this little dude too well. But anyway, I've been playing Pokemon like my entire life. I remember when the games came out, I got Pokemon Blue one night, and ever since then I've been playing. And then I picked up VGC like during the pandemic, like a lot of people. Hold on. Hey, chill. Thank you. All right, that worked. Yeah, I picked up VGC. I had one of my buddies, which is like, oh, this is something fun. So I looked into it with him, and I started picking it up, and I'm slightly better than I was then. Let's put it that way.
okay.
I want to be good. I'm trying to be good, but it's all good. Yeah.
Progress isn't linear. Like
It's
that.
not.
It's not.
No, I'm in a completely different place than I was then. The grind just never stops, and I accept that, and just gonna keep grinding.
No, and you are grinding a lot, especially not even just the tournaments. You have been going to a lot of tournaments this season, but also
Yeah.
in the content creation. I believe almost daily videos, or at least it was almost daily videos.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Your content channel, what type of content you're putting out. You've had a few interesting video themes, like the AI generated themes and such.
Yeah, those are cool. So no, I decided just like I was talking to Kevin from Poker Sports. Shout out to them. I love those guys. And Mike too. But I was talking to Kevin a good bit at NAIC last year. He's like, dude, he's like, you should just jump into it. It's just a good source of like entertainment, keeps yourself busy. And I'm just like, sure, whatever. And I didn't expect anything of it. It's kind of like my practice. It also was kind of like a challenge to myself to be like, one, can I be consistent with something? Like, can I upload a video every day, be consistent with quality, be consistent with time and all that stuff? But also like, can I actually like learn from this? And it gave me a weird skill set where like I feel like I'm pretty decent at picking up anything and playing it. Like I mastering something's different, but like picking up a team, like my favorite one's the Spite Ops team because somehow that's one of my favorite videos. I only played 2 matches and it's exactly what you see, and somehow I won both matches and brought Spite Ops, and he contributed. So I'm like, it's just it was like a good resource of like, all right, this is a challenge to myself. And yeah, I was going daily content every day since like July of last year. And then I took a break at the beginning of February of this year. And I just brought it back last week. But yeah,
Okay.
so I took like a 2-month hiatus. It wasn't supposed to be 2 months. It was supposed to be like a month. But then it turned to a second month because I had to move to a new house and do a whole bunch of life stuff, change jobs. So it kind of snowballed into an extra month, but it's all good. But no, basically, I mean, I'm just putting out daily content of just battle videos, kind of along the lines of Poker Sports, where we're playing weird teams and just trying to make it fun. It's not much to it, but it keeps me
Yeah.
entertained. And the AI video was a cool idea I came up with because I found the AI team builder, and that kind of propelled me. And then I just started getting friends and people into it, where like I'd hit up like James Beck. I'm like, hey, you want to do this? And he contributed to it. And like I've had Ashton on there. Chuppa was on there recently. Like it became a thing of its own. But it's just a fun challenge too. Like those teams are so whack, and it's
Yeah.
fun to play. I love it.
Yeah. It's funny how it's in a game that's really just all numbers in the grand scheme of things. Not to strip away the magical, mystic part of Pokemon. It is just numbers, and for a computer program to be, in the grand scheme of things, significantly worse than even your average player at building teams, it is kind of funny, and it is a challenge because it's you don't know what to expect. When you're building a team, you know exactly the type of team you want to build, what mods you want to
Yeah.
play. And even what you were saying earlier, being able to just pick a team up and go slightly above 500 on ladder with it without any real practice with it. That is a skill in its own, and it's a good skill to have to be able to just adapt and understand even what your opponents do. Now,
Yeah, it's coming real clutch in the weirdest ways too, but we like it.
well, you're also someone who, in general, even going to tournaments, is known for some very, very weird Pokemon. You were the president of a few enthusiast clubs. I got one of them wrong right before recording. I thought you were the president of the Spam Club. No, you were the president of the Hard Cooking Club. And we
Yeah.
all know you just took your cult cloak off after the worm meetings. How did you become? Did you ever think you were going to be like the weird Pokemon guy?
Yes and no. Like the first team I ever played that I felt good with was a David Kutesh team in Sword and Shield, where it was own tempo Mudsdale and Swagger Grimmsnarl, and you'd Dynamax the Mudsdale, self Swagger, and just boost up the Mudsdale and get screens up, and you just don't die. So I became like a David Kutesh fanboy for a very long time, and I like. I've been trying to go straight. I'll be real with you, Ro. I'm trying to go straight and learn how to play real Pokemon. If you look at my team from like Peoria, you'll see like it's an actual balance team. But I also learned that day that I can't play balance and I don't have the mental stamina for it. But like, so the worm thing, I love Orthworm. The second I saw him in the game, I'm like, oh my god, this thing is amazing. He's just this beautiful, beautiful steel worm of happiness and no expression behind those eyes.
No,
Like
those eyes were just dead.
they're so dead, but they're so beautiful. And I'm like, all right, I love this guy. And then Kutesh busted it out at EUIC of last year. I'm like, okay, this is like two worlds colliding here. Like we gotta back up. I love Kutesh and I love Orthworm. So I started playing it and I'm like, dude, this is the best archetype. It's like it's so dumb, but it's so good. Like, and it plays such a weird specific way that I like to play. And then I brought it to Milwaukee last year and I absolutely just crapped the bed. I went like 2-4. It's the only time I've ever dropped. I went 2-4 drop. To be fair, the week leading up to it, I was having like a lot of weird like stomach issues. Like my not to be graphic, but like my stomach felt like a fishbowl like the whole week before. So I was just having like weird health stuff. So my brain wasn't right anyway. And then that whole weekend, I was kind of joking. I'm like, dude, if I'm like, man, if I drop out of if I just keep playing bad and I drop out of this, I'm just gonna go see Spider-Man. And then like round 6, I lose, and Tom Hayden's sitting next to me, and he just lost too. And I kind of knew Tommy decently, and he's like whatever. I'm gonna go see Spider-Man. I'm like, yo, I just lost too. You want to go drop and see Spider-Man with me? And then we just went to go drop and see Spider-Man, and all was fine. But and the worm thing was it happened, man. I knew about like the Church of Tusk, which I believe is like Justin Karras. Like there's like a lot of like
Yeah,
Talon Tusk players. I'm just like, nah, man, we need the cult of the worm. Like we need a worm cult. So I wanted to make that like adjacent to that as kind of like a joke, and then it took off to be something way more than it was supposed to. The hard
yeah,
trick room thing is a different thing though. Like that was me. It was me and Tommy because he's a trick room guy. And then we're just like, dude, let's just like make a little server where we can just build hard trick room stuff together and just kind of experiment. And then we just kept adding people like Len, uh, Jin's in there. Like if they play hard trick room, they're probably in there. Like you probably know the names of people who were in there.
yeah,
So that became like an actual serious thing.
yeah. No, it is good. I think like just having these communities and building these communities. I that's honestly what we do this for, is to play a game that we all enjoy throughout our lives, like with people who enjoy it just as much as us. And if I think team building groups and those friend groups from that are the things that I think are the most important parts of Pokemon.
Yeah, and you guys have one of the best communities around too. I love you guys.
Oh,
Except
that
for
means a
except for
lot.
Jay right. Except for Jay right now. He has it out for me.
Yes,
Carter and Carl are cool. Jay, we're on the rocky terms, but we'll patch that.
yes, Jay, one of the most successful members of the Cult of Worm.
Yeah.
From last
To be fair, I played Worm at an MSS the same day I played Belly Bolt at the following PC. It was a doubleheader, and I went like 1-4 with the Worm, with the new Worm build. But I consulted with Jay like 2 or 3 weeks before. I'm like, hey, dude, I think this might be pretty good. And so he's had some input. We've tried to Worm in Reg F, so that's not all on me.
I know some people have brought up like using Worm with Terapagos and Red G, getting the Shed Tail in, so you have that extra buff and protection to set up the combines and stuff. So I don't think the adventure with the Worm is dead yet. And with you bringing up Jay, and with you bringing up Jay, Jay, actually, I'll give you a choice. We can either talk about the Belly Bowl or you can give your response to Jay.
I love Jay. It's no harm. We can talk about Belly Bolt because his thought is that the Belly Bolt should just be the Heatran should just be an Earthworm.
Yes, and actually,
and I don't disagree. It could, but Heatran was so clutch the entire day. And
yeah, we should actually roll this up real quick.
Yeah, we can talk about that. So like, the team itself is very. Do you have the paste for it?
I'm pulling the paste up right now.
Do you have the open? Do you have the team, the real one, or do you have the open team sheet? Because the real one's even crazier.
Do you want to send the real one?
Dude, I will send you the real one right now. The real sheet is even crazier.
We are doing the slide, folks. Because
everybody sees the open. Everybody sees the open team sheet and it's just like, oh, this makes sense. Yeah, no. The actual EVs are even more insane. Hold on. It should be this.
Okay, and
yeah.
Here we go.
This team's even nuttier. I'll address the Heatran. People focus on the Belly Bolt of this team. It's not a Belly Bolt team. It's a Heatran team. Everything is enabling the Heatran to set up and just get tanky and stay tanky and KO things. With Magma Storm, Aurora Veil, like you're just trying to stay on the field as long as humanly possible. Belly Bolt was the means to an end. This was also a Reg F team that Kutesh almost brought to Worlds. And he decided not to last second, but he sent this to me like in July of 17. And I've been revisiting it ever since, and somehow it's really good in Reg F. Didn't understand how that happened, but it did. And they're all a Billy Joel album name because it's funny.
That is funny. I'm looking at it. The first thing that I notice, that is a no speed bundle.
Yeah, it's all bulk. There's no attack either.
That's absolutely because okay. So no, you're right. So when you look at the open sheet, you see the bundle, and you would think, okay, it's at least 252 speed and then bulk stats. You have that the Belly Bolt with the Quiet Nature, the 4 attack, so your sucker punches are a little stronger. That actually, the Belly, looking at this so far, the Belly Bolt might be the thing that makes the most sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Just I mean the Lando's a Lando, the Tinglu is a Tinglu, and then you're going for this again, no offense, all bulk Heatran that you said that is the pivotal part of the team. Dive into that on why it's the pivotal part and not a Worm.
I don't know. It sets up better. Also, like the reason it's not a Worm too is because I don't need Shed Tail. Because it's such a bulky team, you don't need to. I don't need a Shed Tail. I mean, I guess it would be nice to Shed Tail into the Belly Bowl or Shed Tail into the Tinglu, but they're not damage dealers like you would want on a Worm team where you want to Shed Tail into a Dragonite, get off a Dragon Dance, and then start killing things. You know what I mean? Like this team is way more bulky than it outbulks majority of teams. It can't outbulk another bulky team, but like it will outbulk hyper offense and just like standard teams. And that's what it really goes for. And that's why it's the Heatran. And also, like, I have the top two. I guess Bundle not so much, but like Abomasnow doesn't want to take a Flare Blitz, but like Heatran doesn't mind it.
No, Heatran
And
does
also,
not mind that at all.
and especially like if I can get you to Terra a Fire Pawn, Heatran just goes to town because you can't touch it. A Terra Grass, you're now susceptible to my Flash Fire. You can't touch it. I just win. So like getting him bulked up, and especially Magma Storm, like I hate inaccurate moves, and this team would make you think otherwise because everything has at least one. Obama has Blizzard, even though it usually has the snow. Bundle has Blizzard and Hydro Pump. Belly has Muddy Water. Lando has Rock Slide. Ting-Lu has Snarl and Ruination. And then, Heatran has Magma Storm. So they all have inaccurate moves. And that came up a lot during Orlando, as you would expect. But it's the team's so bulky that it almost doesn't matter until it matters. You know what I mean? Like it matters in the pivotal moments when you miss. Like I missed a Magma Storm on a Chien Pao to win a game.
Yeah, that'll do it.
He Icicle crashed. It did like I was Terra Grass. It did like 70%, 60%. I didn't have any things on there. I'm just like I have to hit a Magma Storm, and I just missed it. But like that's how it works. But it's just a weird team. It doesn't make sense. Don't play
There's
this
no
team.
Protects. There are no protects on this team.
There's no protects. There's no speed control. There's only 2 non-damaging moves in Aurora Veil and Iron Defense. Don't play this team. It's wild. Like,
and for you,
I thought I'd do better, but
well, yeah, you're saying don't play this team, but you've even had some results with this, which is the MSS. Yeah. Honestly, finishing the way you did at Orlando with a team like this, and from what you've insinuated, some poor luck. I think this is part of the reason why Pokemon is so fun, because you were able to take this, again, crazy idea from Krutesh and go through it and actually get some, like, a decent-ish result with it. You were, record-wise, you were at least in line for points. 5 points, right?
Yeah, I was in line for points. I mean, I started 3-1 and then finished 4-5. My round 9, I had a dude who had just a Swords Dance Iron Hands, and I'm like, oh, I can't, like a clear enemy at Swords Dance Iron Hands. So I'm just like,
you have nothing for that.
Nope. Can't. That's not anything I planned for. I knew once I got my second loss, I'm like, I'm going to go down to the weird tables, and like, I don't know what it does into weirder teams. Which Swords Dance Iron Hands is not the weirdest thing, but like, I know what this team does into the common stuff, like played by good players. Once I start getting into weird areas, like all bets are off the table. So it's all good.
This is the weird team, though. Too.
That's the thing. I want to be the weird team at the high table that people don't know what to do. That's the plan. And I lost round 1 to a dude who had Screens, Grim Snarl, AV Okidogi, and Citrus Golden Go. This team can't do jack into it. Fun fact. I learned that one the hard way. And then I played somebody, I forgot what my round 2 was. And then round 3 was against Jean-Marc from Canada, who's one of the best Canadian players. Shout out to him. He had a Gouging Fire, King Gambit kind of team. And this team just mows through it. And then I played Moxie boosted round 4, and he brought a Skeledirge, and this team just mowed right through it. It's like I know how to play this thing against common stuff. Once it starts getting weird, it gets kind of bad for me, or bulky. But it's all, dude. I was playing with house money. I won. I went undefeated at a PC with it a couple weeks prior, and I'm just like, dude, I'm locking it in. Whatever happens in Orlando happens. And I thought I was on a roll. I felt great, and then it didn't. So it's a weird team, man. It's just a very strange team altogether.
Well, thank you very much for joining me for going through this team. Before we go, I do have one question that I do ask all of our guests, all 2 of them so far. What is your favorite thing to cook?
Oh, I can't cook. I'm a horrible cook. No, I can't cook. It's a mixture of scrambled eggs or pasta, like buttered pasta. Those are the two things I can cook. So if you ever come over for dinner, it's going to be probably pasta, or I will order us some like Chinese food or something.
I have
can't
no
cook.
complaints with some. I have no complaints with some takeout Chinese food, Bruno.
Dude,
Do you
it's
have
always
any
clutch.
anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to plug?
No, just I mean, yeah, check out my YouTube if you ever get a chance. It's under my name, which is spelled awkwardly. Shout out to all my homies, like all the TGD Georgia guys, Carolina guys. Yeah, I don't know. Appreciate you. Appreciate Carter. Appreciate what's his? Oh God, why did I forget his name? The other one, Carl. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Kyle. I'm like, that's not. It's not Kyle. I'm so
No.
close. Yeah. Shout out to Carter. Shout out to Carl. Not shout out to Jay. We'll take that offline. But yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Of course. And to the viewers, thank you very much for joining us for the second episode of the Littleroot Record. You can tweet at us at LR Lessons. You can comment on our videos, watch all of our other podcasts, and any other video we have, draft league battles, ladder sessions on our YouTube channel as well. And yeah, again, comment and subscribe. Let us know if there's anyone else you would like us to interview, and specifically Bruno. Comment if you also believe that the worm should have been with the belly bolt. Thank you very much, Bruno, for joining, and have a great day.